All right.
What do you do in the loo?
I'm going to start out and then I'll let him go off.
Go for it.
We come back from break. I fold a couple hands. I go all in blind on my big blind for 4,500. I don't remember what the fuck I had. Ace, queen?
Five.
Ace five. Ace five.
Diamonds.
Ace five of diamonds. I hit 2 pairs. Someone had called me. So I double up there.
A few hands later.
One of the next hands, the hand I'm dealing.
Yeah,
So 2 hands later. I get ace queen. I go all in. The tournament head goes all in for less. And
No, he had more. Remember, because he got the side pot.
Oh, that's right. He had more. And I had...
Actually, you went in.
Yeah.
He went all in.
I was all in completely, right?
Well, he went all in, I think, first, because you were dealer. He went all in.
No, he was big blind. He was right next to you. He was big blind.
Oh, that's right. The dude that I ended up taking out went all in.
Right.
You go all in, then he goes all in, and it was sixes versus ace jack, and I believe it was suited.
Yes, ace jack of diamonds and
versus
I had ace
queen. Sixes were ahead, but
and then
he was
flop
facing
is
3 overs.
9-9 queen.
Flop was 9-9 queen, 9 on the turn.
Yeah.
So the sixes are drawing dead.
And
the
then
ace jack is drawing to an ace for a chop.
Right. Nothing on the river. That gets me up pretty high. I don't know if I want another hand after that though.
You won with pocket queens at the final table.
Oh, that's right. I did win with pocket queens.
A hand he got screwed on, king on the flop. He went all in. The guy ended up taking out, and this is going to be a great story. Guy ended up taking out calls with ace six. A 6 was on the board, and I was dealing, and unfortunately I dealt with 6 on the river.
Yeah. The hand
final table.
The hand that took me out, I was big blind. I didn't look. Didn't need to because it just came around to me. I checked. Flop is ace 3-4. Check before me, check. I look. As I'm looking, the guy across the table bets 6. I see 8 deuce, so I've got, I got a straight draw, so I calls. The person beside me calls and I call. 5 on the turn. So I'm thinking I'm good. She checks, we both check. The guy bets again. I go all in. The chick beside me called for 6, which was all in for her. I go all in. He calls me. He has the higher straight.
He had the nut straight.
He had the nut straight. 6-7. I hated it, but nothing I could do. But this guy,
this man right here,
7th, by the way, another final table.
The dude that ended up sucking on you with the ace 6.
Right.
I have a little history with 10 deuce. So the blinds were 15-3. I had 10 deuce. Normally my hand is 10 deuce suited, queen deuce suited. I'll call, for cheapish. I had a decent amount of chips. I had like 30,000, 40,000. I called for 3. Someone went all in for 7. And honestly, I'm probably folding, but then the guy in the big blind calls.
Right.
The flop is king 10 deuce. I'm like, oh my God. I immediately shove. He insta-calls with a 10-9 and gets pissed. And it's like, that's an easy fold.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, that was, he was talking shit to me. I didn't really say much to him because he's a good player, but he's made some crappy, it's not like I put my tournament life on the line pre-flop with 10
Right.
When I had chips, it was suited. No one else was in the hand but me, the big blind, and the guy that went all in.
Right.
And I didn't even know the guy was going to go all in. I called. He goes
called
all
3
in.
before.
He
goes all in for 7.
Wasn't going to call a 7, but then he called, and I was like, I'm getting pot odds.
Yeah.
Because there's already 14, 16 and a half, plus my 3. So that's 19 and a half to put in 4 more.
And besides that, you love 10 deuce.
Yeah. And calling with mid pair when someone shoves, he put his tournament life on the line with a pair of 10s.
Right.
So honestly, he can get mad all he wants, but that's on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Get to the final table, looking good. My arch nemesis, and he's really not my arch nemesis. Like, I'm a thorn in his side. He's not really one in mine. He was at the beginning, but then I learned how to play him. And he's a guy that gave me most of his chips on pocket 8s. Well, this was cool. My arch nemesis, the guy that always freaking kills me, I pocket 8s, and the old me just shoves right there, just wanting the blinds. But
Right.
I'm thinking, I wanna flop a set, and so I just call. My arch nemesis is in the small blind. He just calls. Big blind checks. I was calling if he raised anyways because I didn't believe shit he had. The flop comes 3-8 queen.
No. 3-8 blank.
It was a
Queen's on the
queen.
turn. Queen on the turn.
No, it was a king on the turn.
Oh, okay. I thought it was queen.
Because he flopped. Anyways, he flopped 2 pair, and we both checked. It was
Right.
we were both trying to sneaky,
Right.
you know. But anyways, so 3-8 queen, bingo, and I don't have to worry. It's rainbow, so I don't even have to freak out.
Right.
Check, and I check. Last second, I check. If there's a flush draw out there, I'm all in.
Right.
But there wasn't. And anyways, I would have got more chips from him if I would have pushed on the flop. He would have called.
Right.
But anyways, king on the turn, he bets out 6. I think he bet out 6.
Yeah.
Big blind folds. I just smooth call. The river's a jack, so now I'm kind of like pissed at myself, thinking
Right.
I just fucked myself, and he just hit it straight. He bet 15, and I'm like, I got to see what he's calling with. So I bet 15. He's like, 2 pairs not good, and I was like, no. And he's like, man. And finally, I was just like, oh, tonight's my night. Then 10 deuce, big blind. I think it was suited.
I think it was.
I think it was spades again.
It might have been.
Against the tournament director. He was all in for less than the big blind.
He was the small blind, all in for 5. Matt was the big blind. He had 10. Everyone else folded, so he didn't even have to do anything. He just pulled back 5.
Pulled back 5, turned over 10 deuce, 2 10s on the flop.
9, 10, 10.
I mean, I felt bad, and the
And
tournament,
then he still had a chance on the river, though. He had a straight draw.
yeah, I even called for it because
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to knock him out like that, but at the end of the day, I mean, he was giving me a hard time, but he was fucking with me.
Right.
Because I don't think he's really mad at me.
Well, same as he was doing to me, in the first tournament,
I mean, some people get pissed off, and then, like, I used to get really pissed off, and then sometimes I'd have to be like, well, Matt, you'd probably do the same thing.
You got kind of pissed off in the first tournament.
Well, it was just a whole bunch of...
I couldn't find him after the first tournament for a little while.
It was one of those things where I was to the point where I wanted to find the poker gods and freaking just beat the fuck out of them and rape their wives. In a non-illegal type of way. This is all metaphorical.
Continue on with the tournament.
So anyways, get down to heads up with my buddy who I love taking chips from. Well, before that, it was Manny was still... Ooh,
That's good. She
shit.
ain't gonna watch it.
Yeah. She's fun to play with. Poker-wise. Anyways.
I was about to say, you might want to clarify that. Just in case Bobby happens to see.
She's fun to play with non-poker-wise, too. I remember when I was drunk and on my birthday. Only time...
All right,
Hold on,
continue.
this is a great story.
You've told it already.
The one where she was...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You told that.
I don't remember telling that. But anyway, so she's in, but the guy raises it. He's trying to get her out, which I was okay with. I mean, not that I didn't want to, continue having 3 people. I just wanted this guy heads up because I knew, heads up, I'm going to dominate this fool. Nation of domination. So she folds. I call for 10. He raises to 30. I insta-call. Ace 3. Pretty standard. Most people raise there, but I knew he was going to raise for me.
Right.
So I kind of disguised my hand a little bit. The flop comes ace, ace, deuce. So I'm like, oh, fucking bingo. I'm a little scared because there's a flush draw, but I'm like, I'm going to trap him. So I check. He bet 30.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
20 or 30. 25 or 30.
And I freaking I look at him and shove. 70 on top. And I think he was just trying to save face. I think he had king high and he folded. I threw my ace up and said, what's up, fool? Actually, I won the tournament the same. She never got knocked out until I won the tournament.
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Uh-uh. You had a head, that last hand was that.
Oh, well, I'm forgetting shit. Anyways.
That Jack 9 versus Jack Deuce, that was heads up.
Oh, well, I basically won the tournament.
Yeah.
I basically won the tournament and knocked out her and crippled him. The flop was like king 3, 2.
7, I think.
There was a 2.
I think it was king 2-7.
Okay, king 2, 7. She checks, I check, and a weird thing happened.
All hearts, by the way.
All hearts, yeah. It was a little scary. I didn't have a heart. I had ace 10.
Yeah.
And a weird thing happened. He claims he was trying to bet the flop.
Here's what happened, because I don't know if you were fully paying attention. The chick was all in pre-flop because she had 5 out there. You were the big blind. He raised it to 20. That's all she had left. So she called. You called.
Of course, ace 10.
As soon as Matt calls, he checks. Out of turn, in the dark. Why, I don't know. But out of turn, but in the dark. The flop comes queen 7 deuce of hearts.
King.